Hi, everybody. So it's Friday. We're going to talk about business, business strategy. The subject we have programmed for today is what are small businesses doing in order to get their numbers organized and get their strategy in full shape so small businesses can really grow. For a person who has worked in sales for more than 20 years, I've been involved in training sales teams. I've been involved in getting to design strategies for sales and new customers, new markets, and having to create new products and services for many types of markets. My goal today is to hear from you and to talk about what I've created as a process and what has led me to get a new process called Grow On Business Solutions. This stream for me is really important because I'm putting my best and putting all the things that I've learned through my career and all the past. And so it's very important for us to talk about today. Uh, Talk about what technology is doing for small businesses and for small and medium businesses. So we're going to divide what a company does in different areas. Okay, so the first area that we are going to talk about is management. In management is the thing that the CEO wants for his company and for the future. He wants to translate his idea into business model that can be sustainable in time. Okay, so the CEO is having an idea, and that idea has to have literally three things. If you have a good product or service that satisfies and exceeds the needs of a large audience, and for the second element is that you do have a public that is willing to pay for what you're going to offer as a product or service. And third, you need to have a good communication strategy. If you have these three elements, then you can start to call it a business. Because in my experience, I've talked to so many people that they say, I have this excellent product or I have this excellent idea. My idea is to have this kind of business or this kind of product, and they don't translate it to a business model, and so it stays as an idea, or even worse, they say, oh well, I'm never going to start my idea because I don't have the resources to start. But the truth is, when your idea is good, your public is large, and you have a good way to communicate what you want for your product or your service, the idea itself is good enough so you can just explain it to people that have the resources, and those people are going to invest in your idea. If this idea is well structured and it's well put to the test in small areas, it's going to work so that more people are going to believe in your idea and are going to support you. So that's the first part. We're talking about management, right? The next thing that once you have figured out those three things, you need to have figured out the part of administration. In administration, there's hundreds of factors that you have to take care of, such as you need to comply with regulations in you have to open an account, you have to open an IRS number, you have to check out how many people do you need to hire, you need to run the numbers in regard to what your taxes are going to be, what tax bracket are you in, what activity is related to what you're going to do. Let's say you have a small business and you want to sell a specific product, you need to find if that product is needing for license, or is there regulations and taxes that you need to comply. But never forgetting that your main idea is to make it a business model. So in that area, let's say that you need administration, you're going to hire maybe a legal advisor, an accountant, you're going to hire a financial advisor, and so people that need to work with you in the main areas like administration, accountant, finance, and all the areas that need to be support for you as a manager. Okay, so the number three is customer service. You need to find out what you're going to deliver to clients when they are already your clients. So your clients are going to become your loyal customers, and they're going to have to be recurrent. You need them to buy from you once more every period. So there has to be a model where your clients are recurrent and they want to repeat the process, the sales process that you're implementing over and over again. So your business is sustainable. So in that area, you're going to be worrying about guarantees. You need to have a sales process. You need to have documents of what you're going to do when your client reaches to you. So you're going to be worried about the place where you're going to work, in the physical place where you're going to showcase your product. You're going to have the roads where your client is going to travel to see you. You're going to worry about if you have parking lot, if you have the way that your clients are going to reach to you. And if your product fails or doesn't deliver what you're offering, what you're going to do then? What is your policy about returns? What about your policy about guarantees and that kind of policies that they're going to be taken care of? Okay, so that's customer service. Number four is marketing. Now we're talking about what so many people are talking today, right? They're going to call marketing gurus. They're going to put a nice logo and put a nice website and give you some splendid systems, and you have to create it in like all the artificial intelligence tools that are here today. So this whole chapter, you can fill it with everything you want it to be as your brand, right? You need to build your brand and not just worry about the brand. Let's remember, we're talking about branding and we're talking about marketing after we're figured out if we have a business model. If you don't have a business model, if you don't have figured out what the regulations are and all the structure about your business model, there's no point in going to figure out what you're going to do about marketing and your logo, your what colors are going to use, and you're not going to be as successful in marketing if you don't have figured out all the previous steps before, right? So in marketing, there's you're going to learn about it's product placement. There's price. There's where you're going to sell your public, where what kind of people are going to be buying from you, and what kind of promotion are you using to get your products in the hands of your public. Okay, so the thing is that the public has to have in their mind something relatable to the price that they're willing to pay for your product or service. Okay, something funny here. If you're selling a product that is confusing for the client, maybe the client is going to ask more questions. Let's say you're trying to sell a shirt. Okay, everybody knows what range of prices is a shirt, right? But what if you're selling something else that the client doesn't know, and you need to explain what your product is? So you're going to sell not a shirt, but a waterproof cloth or a waterproof garment, and so it's something new, something that is unknown to the client. So if it's confusing, if it's unknown to the client, maybe you have a less reference of the price, and you have to then give more explanation about why your price is higher than the expectation of the clients, of what the client has in mind. I'm going to buy a shirt, and I expect to pay in a range of $50 to $100. But if you're going to place in the market a shirt that is costing $200 or more, because it's the whatever you say after the word because. The price is this because something. It's the garment is waterproof. It's something better than you've ever seen. That's the kind of things that you have to explain after what you have positioned your price in the market. That is not just marketing, it is business strategy. Okay, that is what we're calling marketing. Okay, the next chapter in our business strategy is what you're going to do with sales. Sales is not the same as marketing. Okay, sales is we're going to call it customer relationship. Okay, so in order to have a customer relationship, you need to convert public into customers. Okay, that's a whole process that you need to have written. You need to have figured out. You have documents, and you need to have everything figured out. So your clients are going to become from the public are going to become your clients. Okay, so this is divided into phases. Okay, the first thing is acknowledgement. The acknowledgement is when you, let's say you're calling someone, you're making a cold call. Okay, you can try this. You can try this for any client. You can call them and say, hey, this is Jack from whatever company it is. See, this is Jack from XYZ company, and I'm calling to offer you a product. If the client doesn't have any reference about what you're calling about, you know then that your marketing strategy is failing, because your marketing strategy has to have an ad or a post, something that the client saw before getting to receive your call. So if you call, hey, this is Jack from XYZ company. Oh, I've seen XYZ. I saw it somewhere in Facebook or in somewhere, I don't remember what, but I've seen your brand. Okay, so I recognize your brand and I know who I'm talking about. So who I'm talking with is the acknowledgement, is the first step that the client is it's recognizing who you are. And let's say you have a slight idea of who you're talking to, and we're here taking the example that you're talking on the phone, but this kind of interaction happens not only on the phone, it's happening in virtual, it's happening on TikTok, it's happening on social media, it's happening somewhere else, it's happening on iMessage or WhatsApp or any other media. Okay, so that's the first phase. The next one is when you have to figure out if the prospect is suitable for you. You're going to qualify the prospect. You're going to call and say, "Hey, this is XYZ company. We sell products for men over 50," and somehow you're not talking to the right person. So you have to qualify if your actions are directed to the correct public. if you're not directed to the right public, you're wasting resources, you're wasting your time and your sales team time. You don't have to give them a database of 100 or 200 contacts, and then they're going to be calling people that are not on your segment of market. So you have to qualify and verify if that people that you're reaching is in the right segment of your market and is qualified for the product that you're offering. Okay, so in this we're going to stop just a little bit. So we're going to find three things that the client is going through his mind. Okay, so the first one is desire. The second one is possibility, and the third one is need. If I don't need something, maybe I'm able to buy it, and maybe I want to buy it. But if I don't need it, maybe I won't buy it. If I have to just not want it, I have to want it, I have to need it, and I have to be able to afford it. Okay, so that's the three things that the client is thinking when considering your product. Okay, so in that phase, those three things are going to be necessary for you to advance in your actions, in your commercial strategy. Okay, so that's number two in the phase of sales. Okay, so sales phase number three is when you present your offer and you say, hey, you know who I am, I know who you are, and now I present whatever I'm offering. I'm offering this product, I'm offering this service, and this is what I have to offer for you. Okay, so you need to come up with a short introduction and a benefit that is going to it's going to coincide with what the client is presenting as his need. You need to hear and need to listen what the okay. So this phase is very very important when everybody says, you need to listen what your client wants. Your client wants this thing. He wants a square product. The color is red or blue and white, and that's exactly what he wants. So you need to listen what the needs of the clients are. If you have the chance to interact with the client, and the clients is kind enough to give you what their needs are, he's being generous with you. He's letting you know what their needs are. And so you have the opportunity to not only fulfill their needs, but to exceed their needs. Okay, so that is a very, very important phase of the sale. So the client is telling you, I need this product to be exactly as I'm telling you. Okay, so that's very important about listening what your client needs are. Okay, so the next part is when you match the needs of your clients with your product presentation. You already presented the general part of the product or service, but now that you have listened to the client's needs, you're going to match both things and tell them, you know what, I have the perfect product for you. This is what you need, and this is going to fulfill your need, your desire, and your possibilities. And only then you can have a sale. Okay. After that, you present it, and of course, if the price matches with what the client had in his head, they're going to be able to advance in the sales. But what if in this phase the client says, I really need that product, I really like what you're offering, but it's just out of my budget, I'm not able to afford it right now. So you need to come up with different ways to reach the client that is going to become your audience. It is the moment that person is becoming your client, and you're going to have to give him alternatives. So in order to still fulfill his needs, you need to still present a product at a price that is affordable and that is still matching desire, needs, and possibility. After that, there comes a phase with I'm very familiar with it because all my business before have had its negotiation. All the clients want to negotiate. This product is amazing, and you need to come up with a price. And let's say it's okay. This is my quotation. It's $1,000, and the client says, I'm willing to buy from you, and I'm willing to do business with you if you come down to this number. What about I'll give you 900 or 800 or something? You need to figure out beforehand if you're willing to go in that phase of negotiation, if what you're delivering is good enough and just stay in your price, or even more so, you've heard about businesses that come up with a price and then for extra after the client has bought decided what if they're going to do business with you. Okay, so this phase of negotiation can go up or down. Okay, so once you negotiated and you have made the sale, need to now deliver the product, and in this like the proof of fire, because you need to comply with everything you said before. Everything you said to the client before, this is the moment of truth when you deliver the product and you are giving him all the elements to taste it and to open it and to do all to meet all the expectations that the client have. Okay, so this is the phase where the client had to uh, compare what he had in mind, and you need to come up with a situation where the product is delivered in such a way that exceeds what the client had in mind. And so the next time he's going to say, the price that I'm getting, that I'm paying is just lower even than what I'm receiving. This is the game that we're playing. You need to come up with a delivery that looks even better than the price that the client is giving and that the client is accepting. Okay, so after delivery of the product, once you have delivered, there's another step that you can evaluate what the experience of the client was. So you have to make another interaction with the client and just ask your client, how was it? Did you like it? Did you fulfill your needs? Did it exceed your expectations? Was it as high as your expectations were? Did it exceed anything that I told you? Did you like it more? Do you have any observations about the product or service? Give me any feedback. That is golden. That is everything that any entrepreneur wants to have from the clients: a review and a feedback of how did I do in my business model. Okay, so even after that, you can interact even more with the client and say, you just bought the basic program, but I do have a premium program. If you for the next time, if you want to buy another of my products, I want to give you something more. I want to give you some more of my catalog, and I want you to go through all of my services. And even though you just bought this product, I want you to come up with a list of what other products can I provide to you so you can become a loyal customer. Okay, and that is the phase of upsales and cross sales. So you can just come up with strategies to have your clients look into the rest of your catalog and give them and let them know what your other products are. Your products don't have to be all in the same price range. Sometimes businessman comes up with the cost of a product and he says, if this product costs $10, so I'm going to sell it for 15 or some margin, or just I'm going to come up with a markup after what my costs are. But once you have delivered the experience of your clients and it exceeds the expectations, the price is just secondary. You can just rank up the price, and you can just come up with a product that is higher in price, and you're going to give the price just a boost and give you more profitability, keeping your customer experience as 100% quality. Quality is something that we just don't value enough. So if after you have made the cross sales and upsells, you can even interact once more with the client and tell them, what if you refer to one of your colleagues or family members? I want you to talk about your friends, and talk to your friends and family about what your experience was with my company. And if you refer someone with the same product or even better, I'm going to give you a discount for the next purchase. So that in that process, you have complied with not only the expectations, but you have come up with a relationship with your client. But okay, so for all of this, you need to have a system. Okay, you need to be organized in what your processes are. Your processes have to be clear enough and be documented enough so you can just teach all these processes to anyone you hire. If you hire a salesperson, you're going to have to be all in written, and they have to be have memorized everything about the product, everything about the price, everything about the strategy. And these interactions are not always going to be in person or on the phone. You're going to have tools, and technology is here to help us with even more so. You've seen everything we can do now with artificial intelligence. We have all kinds of tools that are going to help you to organize your work. So this journey from the client that is just heard from you and now has become a loyal customer is going to repeat itself, and it's going to give you profit uh, over and over again. So this is what I had in mind for us today. This is today's conversation. Let me know what you think. If you can suggest anything about the sales process, if you have a different experience, or you can just contact us. Have whatever question you have, we can just get in touch, and we'll be glad to assist you. Okay, so grow on business solutions. We'll call business solutions because we deliver that kind of solutions. We're glad to be here, not just in the United States, but all the continent. You can contact us, and this is going to be a very, very good offer for you, because if you come to this part of the video, you can just mention that you have heard from us and say that you want the discount for our live session today. You're going to, if you mention that you stayed in this video, you're going to have 50% off our installation process of our system. We have a system that can organize everything in your job, in your commercial strategy, in your digital strategy, and artificial intelligence virtual agent, so you can have the best customer service. If you call us and send us a message, you're going to have 50% off the installation. And of course, you can have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If our system, if our service doesn't comply with what your expectations are, well, you get your money back in 30 days. Okay, so I'll see you in the next time. Thank you so much for your likes and your subscriptions. Thank you so much. Give us a follow, give us a like, and see you all the next time. Bye-bye.